Hey guys! It's Rich the Human here, back with another classic. And I've been going for a while, I know. It's been like a year since you saw me. It's been a hot minute, as the kids say, but we are back here in February. So you hear the dogs barking outside. They are ready for another Rich the Human video. They've been starving for a year. And Rich the Human has not changed whatsoever. I will never go Hollywood on y'all. I will always stay the exact same. And so it's February. So we got one of my favorite months. In fact, my second favorite month. I don't know what that was. I think my computer has a virus now. I'm not completely sure what that was. But anyway, my second favorite month, second only to, of course, Women's History Month, Black History Month. And I really resonate with the black community. I actually consider myself to be part of the black community. Maybe if you look at my skin, you may think that I'm not part of the black community. But if you look at my heart, you'll know I'm part of the black community. And so I made a little slideshow here to, I'm not really sure, but to really show what Black History Month is all about. And of course, we have some black legends here. We got I'm About to Come. We got Yes King. And of course, we got Charlie Kirk. 3 minutes. It's not 3 minutes. But sometimes it might be, bro. We never know. Because a lot of the time, Max Brown could do some manipulative things, bro. You don't know, bro. It's really possible. And let's get right into this, John. Now, Black History Month is here, and as a fellow member of the black community, I am here to honor that. Of course, we got some more black legends. We got George Bush, Michelle Obama, some other people, bro, and let's just get into this. Really just see what this is. Let's just unpack this and see what this is all about. And what is black history, bro? Black history was created in 1865 when Abraham Lincoln created black people. And of course, some people didn't like this. You got some racist people. Even today, you got some racist folk that, don't get down with the blacks. But I'm not one of them. And of course, you got some more black legends. You got John Smith in the bottom left. You got Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, and of course, Blake Hughes. And this is a very ugly part of black history. It's unfortunate that they had to deal with this, but it's part of history, so we had to put it in here. We have the Ku Klux Klan, and of course you got Brett Mariani there, one of the founding members of the Ku Klux Klan. And the KKK are an evil organization that hates black people just because they're black. They're all dorks that are just mad they don't have any black friends. We, and I mean we, are all sliming out the KKK when we get a chance. They have no idea what it is like to spend a day in the O. And if you didn't know, O is short for O Block. So, if you didn't know that, little nugget of knowledge there for you. And the big Clucksters better watch out because I'm coming for them. And their days are numbered. And this is actually true because when I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and I see some KKK members, we go into that eye and we start shooting. And that's just what we do here. And then we have black people versus the KKK. And this is actually a very important part of history, actually, that, you might not know about, but you probably should. So, I'm here to educate you as the great man I am. From 1894 through 1925, there was a war your history teachers don't tell you about. The tensions between the black community and the Clucksters was so high that they went to war. This was a brutal war that killed many, many famous black people died in this war, including Raheem Wyrick, Malcolm X, and Lenny Summers. Ooh, the war was finally won for black people when they faced off in a baseball game to decide the winner. And I was actually at this game. I was in attendance. Of course, I was, cheering for my black brothers, and luckily, they won that, John. And Here we have the actual baseball game. I was actually at this game. So, once again, as I say again, I was at this game. It was pretty great. Now, this is an actual story that happened back in segregation zones were happening and black people still had their own baseball league. The KKK challenged one of the black teams to a baseball game, and the black team kicked the shit out of the KKK in the game. I cannot stress, this is a real story that really happened, and it is not a joke. The KKK really challenged a black team to a game of baseball, and then they got the absolute shit beat out of them, bro. It was like, let me just put it this way. If you ever watched Rocky IV, the KKK were Apollo Creed, and the black people were Ivan Drago. And that's actually really interesting because you would normally expect that to be the other way around because of their races in that specific fight. So maybe it's not the best example, but, you know, that is a good representation of what happened, basically. So, now, we all know that all of the 1.5 billion black folk are cool, but who are the best black people of all time? I will be answering this question today. And it's a really great question that has been debated amongst scholars for years, really. They've asked, who the greatest black person is. This has been debated, very hotly debated. Some people be saying P. Diddy. I don't really subscribe to that. I don't believe that. Some might say Deji, MLK, LeBron. Maybe you'll see who I have. And in fact, we are taking a little bit of a John here to make a little adjustment because I messed up a little bit, and we just fixed that John right now. So that John has been fixed, and in fact, we are going into the slides. And now we're back to the next John. The top 5 best black people of all time. And, of course, right here you have another philosopher's little list. I don't really agree with this list, but, it's understandable. I understand really where he's coming from because he is a great black scholar. Number 5, we got Andrew Thomas. Now, a lot of you won't know who Andrew Thomas was. He was a high school teacher back in the Young Bull era of Fortnite. He was known for teaching his students about good Johns that made them good builders with potential, while whispering nice and motivational phrases to them as well. And this is a real teacher that I had, bro. He was an interesting guy, bro. Unfortunately, the whispering was misinterpreted, and people started to believe that he was trying to duo with default skins and was fired. Yikes. Free Andrew Thomas. This is actually true because Andrew Thomas is just being discriminated against for his race, and if you can see here, he's a very pixelated fella. And something else that actually happened because he was fired. Mr. Joseph McFadden, he didn't know that Andrew was black until he put his glasses on. He saw he was black, and coincidentally, that was on the same day he was fired. So, do you think it was because he was misinterpreted or because he was black? That's a real good question. Number 4, we got Yes King. This is what happens when I fuck you with no socks on, bro. This is what happens exactly, bro. And Yes King was an absolute monarch that ruled from 2020 to 2025. He treated his subjects with great respect and care. He knew how to satisfy his citizens and was a dominating leader that knew how to make a good little mess. He was unfortunately assassinated by Edward Dormer in 2025, which led Dormer to go into hiding, and nobody has seen him since, and he's still at large. Rest in peace, King. We all know who made that mess now. And this is actually true. And Yes King, we are all mourning the loss of Yes King. And yeah. Number 3, we got that boy that don't play, MLK. That was actually interesting, bro. That was an interesting John, and that was just quite frankly fire. And yeah, this fella has a great legacy and has brought a lot of joy to the black community. This is the man that invented dreams and freed the slaves. He is one of the greatest Johns in John history, and I do not say that lightly. I remember I met him once. and we watched Smiling Friends all day and had lots of fun, had a very whimsical time. And this is actually true. And I remember one time, I think it was on MLK Day, my MLK Day video. I actually got a little in depth about this little story here, and we had a great time, and we had a party, and he actually agreed to expose Max Brown, and he actually did it in one of his speeches. I don't know if that ever got publicized, but it is something that happens, and I'm really happy that he decided to do that, because I think that was a really big help in our fight against Max Brown. And unfortunately, he was killed by P. Diddy in 1967 in O Block. I'm not sure why so many... And this is pretty interesting. Why are so many of the top 5 black folk getting slimed out? Because first it was Yes King, and then obviously MLK. And also Andrew Thomas, he was fired for being a pedophile. Or being black, depending on, what ideology you subscribe to. And yeah, it's really something interesting that is really sadly true. And if MLK was alive today, I think he would support us.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Alright, and yeah, so 1 second, I need to do something really interesting. And sorry about that, guys. Epstein was in my room. I was trying to get him out. So yeah, LeBron. Sorry. Epstein just really ruined this for me. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. So, next after LeBron, we got Ezra Josiah McNeil. And he really does wear these glasses. They look drawn on, but he does wear them. And yeah, Unc might still hit hairballs, but he still should be in this list. He is a tall fella and knows how to handle balls with great skill. He's mixed it, worked it, all the way to the top. Congrats, EJ. We're all proud of the young black man with swagger you have become. And I couldn't have said it better myself off slideshow. And EJ, he's really taken great strides in his career. We're all really proud of him, and that's just the end of it. We're really proud of EJ, and he has a great smile here, and really just shows how good of a kid he is, and this is why he's in 1B of greatest black people. But next, we got the greatest black person of all time. Take your bets on who it may be, bro, because I don't think you're gonna know. I think you might get it wrong. I think you might get my list wrong. And number 1A is gonna be Matt Johnson III. Not the first, not the second, but the third. Here he is. The number 1 black people of all time. Matty Ice Matt Johnson. That's what we all call him in the streets, bro. And he's done remarkable things already. And he's still such a good young soul. I'm not sure if he's 17 or 18, bro, but he's been doing good, bro. I'm really proud of him. And yeah, he is very unlike Mayaj, who has found himself at the rock bottom of the black people rankings. And unfortunate for Mayaj, but he is a pedophile. So, I mean, you can only do so much with that. So, sorry, Miage, but I don't make the rules around here. Matt has worked for years to become the greatest, and he has succeeded. He just had 17 points in his last game for a win. We're all very proud of him for what he's done. And we actually are all very proud of him. We call him the next Magic Johnson, bro. And that's why his last name is Johnson, actually. He did change his last name just to get Sendy a little bit. And I did a little callback because that John does say get Sendy right there. So we all are proud of that. So he's getting Sendy because he is sending the ball to his teammates and making assists. So he's really something great. And that's it. And if you watch this video and pay attention, you know all of Black History. This is everything that happens. I didn't leave anything out. I was very intensive. And sorry for not uploading in like a year, but sometimes you just forget you have a YouTube channel and you just don't feel like uploading. So, and now it's time to say goodbye. Hopefully not for another year. So yeah, you see Chrissy here. You thought she was gone. I did not forget about her. We were still having a great life together. And I'll see y'all in 2027.